The true rich girl from the countryside was reunited with her biological parents on the first day. She overheard the sharp-tongued maid secretly talking bad about her. However, the maid never expected she would soon suffer for those words. The woman angrily declared that speaking badly behind someone's back would make one spit lemons. At first, the maid paid no attention to the girl's words. Even after she left, the maid continued mocking her. Then, the next second, the maid felt something stuck in her throat, and countless lemons began pouring out of her mouth. It turned out the girl had a special ability to make her words come true. Anyone who dared offend her would face consequences. After the girl returned home, she was warmly welcomed by her biological parents, but she had no idea that everything was just a facade. The real reason her parents brought her home was to have her replace the adopted daughter and marry the paralyzed son of the richest family. Though her biological parents hid it well, her brother immediately looked down on the girl when she entered. He thought she was from the countryside and not worthy of stepping into their house. He even yelled at her to go back where she came from. This immediately upset the girl. As she got angry, an antique vase suddenly fell off the table. Everyone was shocked by the sight. The adopted daughter quickly seized the opportunity. She pretended to be wronged and said it was her mother's favorite vase. Why did it break right when the girl came home? Her words stirred doubt in the parents' minds. Their gazes toward the girl grew colder. Hearing the adopted daughter's provocative words, the girl unconsciously clenched her fists, ready to snap. Just then, the butler, who had come to pick her up, suddenly remembered. The girl had said on the car that anyone who upset her would face retribution. At that moment, a strange wind swept through the room. Items on the table began shaking violently. Realizing the girl was about to explode, the butler quickly stepped in. He asked if the long journey had tired her out and suggested she go upstairs to rest. He also mentioned that her parents had prepared many gifts for her return. When the girl heard about the gifts, her anger vanished. She rushed upstairs to check out the presents. Once the girl left, the butler sighed in relief. Seeing this, the mother mistakenly thought the girl wasn't mentally sound. She quickly asked the butler if he noticed anything unusual on the way back. The butler said the whole village felt strange. The villagers were reluctant to say goodbye when they knew the girl was going to meet her parents. But once the car left, the villagers celebrated excitedly. However, the parents didn't take the butler's words seriously. They didn't care about the girl's life in the countryside, as long as she could substitute for the adopted daughter and not let the richest man notice anything wrong with her. The girl, unaware of any of this, walked up to the second floor, not realizing she entered the wrong room. She thought the adopted daughter's bedroom was specially prepared for her, especially when she saw the room filled with expensive gifts she had never seen before. Her previous frustration disappeared instantly, but her happiness didn't last long as she noticed something odd. Why was there a picture of the adopted daughter hanging on the wall in what was supposed to be her room? She immediately took down the photo and threw it on the floor. Then she happily began picking out clothes. The parents soon heard noise upstairs. When they entered the room, they saw the girl had turned the adopted daughter's room upside down. The adopted daughter angrily demanded to know what she was doing. The mother quickly told the girl this was the adopted daughter's room. Her room was next door. The girl was surprised and said she had checked all the rooms. Only this one, with the most sunlight and biggest balcony, seemed the best. She immediately felt deceived by her parents' claim that they were giving her the best. She wondered if it was true that the biological daughter was being mistreated while the adopted daughter was favored. The mother quickly reassured her not to think too much. She explained that the adopted daughter had lived in this room for over 10 years, and the room next door had just been redecorated. If the girl didn't like it, they could change the style for her. But no matter how they explained, the girl insisted on staying in this room and wouldn't leave. This enraged the brother, who immediately scolded the girl for being ill-mannered. She had just returned and was causing trouble and dared to fight for the adopted daughter's room. He said the adopted daughter had been with them for 10 years and was the true jewel of the family. He yanked the girl off the bed, but the girl forcefully shook off his hand. After all, she was the biological daughter. Yet now they were favoring the adopted daughter who had taken her place for years. She only wanted to take back what was hers, but instead, she was being called unreasonable. As the girl's anger rose, a picture frame in the room fell and shattered. The sudden noise startled everyone. Looking at the broken frame, the father suddenly remembered the antique vase that broke when the girl got angry earlier. He quickly sensed something was off. The girl seemed to have a strange, unsettling aura. Thinking about this, he hurriedly agreed to let the girl keep the room. Then he ordered everyone to leave. After all, the girl would soon be married off. In the end, this house would still belong to the adopted daughter. The next day, a large group of people from the richest family arrived at their home. They came to ask the girl to help treat the elderly patriarch. The assistant, having never seen the girl's real face, mistook the adopted daughter for her. But the CEO immediately noticed the adopted daughter didn't have the same aura. She was clearly not the person they were looking for. He asked the adopted daughter to show her hand to check for a special mark. The girl instantly remembered the villagers had told her about a group of important people searching for her. Realizing she was the one they were looking for, just as the CEO was about to leave, the girl called out to him. She then showed the mark on her hand to prove she was the one they sought.